Hi, everyone. So I'm here with Marvin, and Marvin actually got here to Bangkok before I arrived. And so, truthfully, I don't know him at all. And I've deliberately done that so that today we can really get to know each other just on the sofa chairs.
Yes.
So, Marvin, I know that you got here before me. Can you share with us just a little bit about your previous journey, your eczema journey,
Okay.
your TSW journey, and then kind of like how you landed in Bangkok and decided to go with CAP?
Yeah. So I had eczema all my life and used obviously topical steroids for that. And first started TSW in November 2021. So that's almost 21 months ago, right? Yeah. So I'm already 21 months into TSW, and I received my first CAP treatment in Bangkok since March 2023.
So, how did you hear about CAP and what brought you to Bangkok? And what were your TSW symptoms like before you
Yeah.
got here?
So I was full body TSW. I was fully in TSW, so I was desperate to find a cure or find a treatment. The treatment I've received before from my dermatologist was immunosuppressants. I started with cyclosporin in November 2021. Um, it, it didn't work that well. It came with a lot of side effects. So eventually I switched to, what was it, Dupixent. Dupixent didn't work at all. Then eventually, after trying that for 2 months, because you had to use it for 2 months to fully see the effects of it, but it didn't come with a lot of effects for mine. It wasn't that effective for me. So then we switched to Rimvoq, and Rimvoq was the one that really helped me, but it started to wear off like after a half a year already. So that was like the end point for me. I decided to go fully into TSW and not to use any immunosuppressants anymore, which was the only treatment known for dermatologists aside from topical steroids to fight TSW. Because my dermatologist, the reason I went to my dermatologist is because I first read online that he recognizes TSW, but obviously it's not medically proven. There's no scientific evidence for it. So therefore, they also don't have any proven treatments for it. So that's why he immediately put me on immunosuppressants.
And then,
Yeah.
how'd you get here? How did you hear about CAP and how did you get
Oh
here?
yeah. So I was fully in TSW, desperate for looking for a treatment after immunosuppressants. So I was looking more for alternative treatments. Then I think I was aware about the Singapore clinic, so I went to look into that, and then looked up the technology behind it, the CAP technology. I also reached out to the UK clinic, which had a full waiting list already. So eventually, I saw in the TSW community on Facebook, I saw a comment. I think it was from Mariette, and then I reached out to her, and that's how I ended up here. Yeah,
And remind the viewers where you're from.
I'm from the Netherlands.
Okay,
Yes.
so you've been here now for how many treatments?
Ooh, 24, 25, 25 sessions already. It's
Okay.
been a long time. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us what happened. You probably remember like ground zero. You got here. You went in for your first treatment
Yeah.
and your first consultation with Jay and the CAP team. What
Yeah.
was that like for you? What happened on that day? Oh, and
Right.
also, what did Jay say about your case?
Right. When I first talked to Jay, which was through email, he explained me briefly about everything, all the knowledge he has about TSW, which was really eye opening already because it basically answered most of my questions already, surrounding like my flares, surrounding what's causing it, and the logic behind it. Because of thinning of your skin, you're more prone to flare up during TSW. So there was finally some expert that was recognizing it over or hearing me fully as I wanted to. Um, so when I first arrived here, I was still withdrawing from the Rinfog, mm, which is supposed to not have any withdrawing from, according to my dermatologist. But Jay said it will get worse in 3 to 4 weeks, and to be mentally prepared, which is also what happened. Um,
When did you start to see? So you went through the withdrawal from the immunosuppressant. When did you start to see the real effects of CAP kicking in?
Okay. I already improved drastically within the first 4 weeks. Um, I don't know if you're gonna show them my results now during the interview, but you can really see that there were already healing signs from the beginning, and I started flaking a lot. The redness went away, and the infections were the one that mostly suppressed my healing or mostly hold back my healing. But once I got rid of those infections, I started healing drastically. Yeah.
Do you think you arrived in Bangkok with infections that you didn't know about? Or did you?
Yes.
Okay.
So one day before I flew to Bangkok, I visited my dermatologist, um, and I have a video of that. And it was really clear that I already had like fungal infections and bacterial infections on my ear, which the dermatologist said nothing about and only said that it is my natural eczema. So yeah, once I arrived here, Jay and his team went to my apartment to take a look at me and already identified the infections immediately.
How did you? So you started to feel the positive effects of CAP early on, even as you were kind of like navigating the infection and even as you were going through the withdrawal symptoms. But you obviously had very difficult days, very,
Yeah,
very difficult days.
yeah,
So besides mentally, thinking and manifesting that you will get better and knowing that you will get better, how else did you how else did you keep your head on? Because an infection on the ear that
yeah,
lasts
yeah.
multiple weeks, all of these
Um,
things can be very challenging for someone.
yes, also being mostly sleep deprived, it was my hardest uh, factor to fight with. But uh, my mom came with me for the first. We initially planned for the first 2 weeks, but after 2 weeks, she saw how severe I still was and decided to extend her trip here to 1.5 months. And she really helped me with taking care of me. And I also like accepted that I was sick and couldn't do anything. I was mostly bedbound, so it really made me stress free in that sense because I didn't have any obligations. I was just there to relax and focus on healing.
So you would recommend that someone who comes here in a more complicated sstate, because you had infection on the ear, you had, can you describe
Full
other
body
full
TSW,
body? I mean, you said that at the beginning.
oozing on my inner thighs and my stomach. Yeah,
So you would recommend that someone that's coming here with that level of severity to come with support.
yeah. Once you're not able to take care of yourself anymore, I highly suggest to have someone to take care of you.
And do you have any other advice for, either people who are considering CAP or just any observations about the treatment writ large? Because obviously, I mean, look at you today. We're
Yes.
26 treatments in,
Yeah.
a couple months in. He looks pretty hot. I just want to know if you have any tips or advice for people that are watching because TSW is complicated.
And yes, so those that are considering CAP treatment is the treatment that really works for me, that really has worked for me. And basically, I've tried every other treatment already, which was scientifically proven, like immunosuppressants, which came with a lot of side effects. And yeah, I basically got my life back here thanks to CAP treatment. And thank you for doing this. This was really valuable for the whole TSW community.
And thank you. Thank you for taking the time. So, Marvin, great to spend time with you and great to get to know you a bit today.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Okay. Now we have lunch.